Arsenal have to win this game. Mikel Arteta has said they will not bottle it.
Oh, they have got an extra game as well, City, haven't they?
Yes.
I thought they'd only 2 games
The
left.
midweek make-up game, right?
Oh, right. Well, they could probably want to be over then.
Mikel Arteta said about not bottling it, we have shown this season that we can be title contenders and we are still there. There's still 2 games to go. We can still be champions against probably the best team in the history of the Premier League. We are still there and we're not going to bottle it, that's for sure. What happens next season depends on how we evolve and how we start. Yeah. Jan, just talking about the predictions for the weekend, because when it comes to this game, Nottingham Forest against Arsenal, obviously we all had to give our predictions for this as well. You're going to be at the game. How do you see it going?
Well, I think that I tipped that a bit with my heart, because I think that Nottingham Forest will win it. And Frank and me, we are so agreed today that we can probably get married soon. But it's like we had a second result we have together now. But I think that I'm one of those who was my football. My best love for my football game in English football was Brian Clough was there. I saw Nottingham Forest doing miracles in the European Cup, winning the league once and winning the European Cup twice. So I would like Steve Cooper to succeed. But I still think that is a big challenge for Arsenal now after a great away game at Newcastle, then losing to Brighton and now more or less mentally has lost the championship. So I think that Forest, with everything to play for, can beat Arsenal.
Frank, I know that you are a happily married man anyway, so sorry, Jan. Let's talk about your prediction for this one. Why have you got it going that way, Frank, for Forest?
Because I think Forest going to give everything. I mean, a win against Arsenal will protect them and maybe make sure that they're going to stay in the Premier League. And I think Arsenal lost their mojo. I think deeply the players know, and Arteta too, that they're out of the title. That City is going to be the champion. They know that. They know that it would be a miracle, and I don't believe too much in miracle that Arsenal can be the champion this season. They lost a game they shouldn't have lost, and they're going to play against a team who just drew against Chelsea. It might be insignificant for the media, but for the Nottingham Forest players, drawing at Stamford Bridge give you a boost and gives you confidence to do the same and maybe more at home and secure your position. I mean, I like what Arsenal did during the season, but it's over for me. And I'm also like Jan. When I was young, I was following Trevor Francis playing for Nottingham Forest, and I loved the guy. I loved the club, and it would be nice to see Nottingham Forest back, still in the Premier League next season.
Let me pull on Craig's heartstrings now then. You're a dog lover, you're a dog owner. Mikel Arteta has brought a chocolate Labrador into the training ground.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Nottingham.
Well, we're going to get to that.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because obviously you do have links there as well, family there. But the dog is called Win. It's been around for about a month. He says anything that he can do to promote team unity is going to help, a stress relief for players. Are you on board with Win being on site at the training ground, the chocolate Labrador?
I've no idea what this is all about.
Can you see how a dog could help a team in a title race?
No, I've never heard anything so stupid in all my life. So this is back to sort of Amazon documentary-esque, sort of Ted Lasso, call it what you like, you know, spoof, stupidity, opening yourself up to nonsense. I don't know. Look, I've never bought into the... I don't like this word bottling it with Arsenal. They're a young team, they've come a long way. They're the only team that's even shaken City up this year in terms of they've made City stand up and go, we got to do something here. We got to put a run together, and boy, have they put a run together, Man City.
Yeah.
And it's taken that, but Arsenal made them do that. And as Frank said, and I totally agree, they lost their mojo. They also lost William Saliba, their best defender. Thomas Partey lost form, had a couple of injuries. Jorginho came in and did a good job. And they just did not quite have enough. There's no bottling it. But I've gone for a draw in this game at the City ground because I think, as Frank said mojo. I think the words I would use is deflated. I think Arsenal are deflated now. They know in their heart of hearts that City are probably going to win it. And that takes that edge off it for you in a sense. They're away from home, and Nottingham Forest are fighting still for survival.
And they're on the brink of survival.
They're on the brink of survival, which means you have that sort of siege mentality. There'll be a raucous crowd at the City Ground. It's not a big stadium, but they make a great atmosphere. Frank mentioned the draw they had recently with Chelsea. They hung on against Southampton a couple of weeks ago. And I think this is the best opportunity they're going to have because of Arsenal's recent results and because of City's recent results to pick up at least a point. And that point could be enough to keep them up. Because I think as a player, when you come in and you really know, well, you know, even if we win this game today, if City win the next day, they win the league, I believe. Do they? I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
they need to win to force it, right?
Yeah, whatever. And I think as a player, subconsciously, that affects you. And I believe that's Nottingham Forest's best opportunity to pick some points up in this game.
But,
There is a
but
small
even if it's
detail,
not...
if I-
Go on, Jan.
Now, just a small detail, just to strengthen what Craig is saying, because there has been a discussion over the last couple of weeks if Arsenal bottle it. I think that is a quote that I don't like, because they've been up, they've been having a title race, they're still in it, they have a great season, Arsenal, but it just shows you what you need to take the next step, as Manchester City got to prove in the Champions League to win that one. But what is interesting today in the quote you were reading there, Kay, is that Arteta is using the word bottle it. And for me, that is a bit that he is in there a bit as well. As for
But it's probably been put to him, hasn't it, Jan? Because that's the word everybody's using. That's the words the journalists are probably saying to him and what he's seeing in the media.
Absolutely. But I think that he'd been, have you bottled it? And he will probably answer, no, we haven't bottled it. Maybe that is the way he's doing. But I think it's very important for Arsenal now that you don't go on that bandwagon of saying that you failed, you lost the title. Yes, there were 8 points ahead of Manchester City, but there were 1 game in hand that was down to 5. Then we all knew that City and Arsenal are going to play each other. With City, with all the experience being a title race, Arsenal haven't had that for many, many years. So that culture need to be done. And as for the dog, I love a Labrador, brilliant, great dog, but it makes him open for criticism, don't he? If they lose the 2 first couple of games, can they sell the Labrador? Can they sending him a loan somewhere? Or how can they do that?
He really hasn't done this, has he?
There's a dog called
Yes.
Win at the training ground.
No, he really hasn't done this. He really hasn't.
He heard that it can
Yes.
help stress relief and it promotes team unity. Well, that's what he's hoping. He's hoping to bring a togetherness
No,
for the final run. Do you think
This
it as
is
well,
wrong.
Frank?
This
that-
is just wrong.
Are you, hang on, first of all, 2 questions. Are you on board with the dog?
Is that to me?
Frank?
You asked me the question?
Yes, Frank. Are you on board? Yes, Frank.
Oh, I'm sorry, because I didn't follow that story. I don't know what happened to the Labrador. I hear you talking about it, you know. I hope the Labrador is going to be okay and nothing's bad is going to happen to him. That's the only thing I can say.
Okay, so do you think, as Craig was saying, though, that as them knowing just City needing that 1 more win, that will be in their minds going into this Forest game?
Of course they know. It's what I say. It's why I say they lost their mojo, because they all on top of it. They know that it's too much asking for them to believe that they can achieve something. We are football players. We are competitors. We know exactly what confidence, what spirit means to any players. And when you are in a scheme of winning games after games, you know you become invincible. And it's what Arsenal players start to understand and to realize about the citizens, and that it's impossible to catch them.
He's not brought this up at a press conference, has he? Arteta.
I'm not actually sure how it's been brought up. I just think there's been pictures seen of the dog at the training ground. So it's a report that's been put out there.
Craig, try to be a modern football player now.
I don't even think the modern 2023 footballer Jan's going to fall for that kind of spiel. I really.
Everybody likes having a dog around, though.
Not at the training ground.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to open yourself up for ridicule. Come on. I'll tell you one thing. If Arsenal had a poor season, right, which they haven't, been brilliant, but at the start of the season, nobody pictured this. right? Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody pictured being 8 points clear. Nobody pictured the football that we're going to be playing. But trust me, he had already opened himself up to ridicule by the documentary and some of the sort of stupid things he was coming out with about light bulbs and stuff. And that's all brushed under the carpet because the team did well. But he really opened them. I think he opened himself up to be a bit of a laughingstock doing all that. So why go back down this road? Just accept that your side just fell a little bit short, that they haven't got the experience in this position. And this is a new learning curve for them without, all this sort of calming dog training ground nonsense.
But Craig, don't you see this? It's like when you're a kid, you want this great thing, and then your parents will say, but you just got a dog. You can't wish for anything more. So if he wants an extra number 9 and another centre-half, you just got your dog, my friend. And to your documentary argument, after the documentary, they've done fantastic. So maybe they will do the same thing again, Craig. Try not to be a 90s football player. Try to be modern now. Be open with a dog.
How can we prove it isn't what made them go so close all the way, this season? All these measures that Arteta's brought in.
Spare me.
OK, let's take a look at the relegation odds, shall we? Obviously looking ahead to this game for Nottingham Forest. As mentioned, they are on the brink of survival. I think they can secure top-flight status if they match or better the results of Leeds or Leicester over the weekend. This is how things are looking right now. I mean, it's not looking the worst for Forest, it's fair to say. Now I'll pull on your heartstrings on this one.
Well, I'm a bit disappointed because I'm actually going to Nottingham in midweek for visiting some family, actually very close to the City ground, but there's a big Norwegian who's going to beat me to it.
Yep.
Because Fjortoft is going to Nottingham tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm upset.
I'm looking forward to that. And somehow I played 6 years in England, but I never played Nottingham Forest. And it was so great. I must say, in football, like Frank was describing there, I'm a bit romantic in football. I think it was fantastic to come to Nottingham, working there pitch side. I did that Forest Liverpool in I think it was the FA Cup or in one of the cups. So I went down there. I saw the Brian Clough stand, the Robin Hood suite. I think it was fantastic. And the people in and around the club, it was the same people, old security guards singing with the songs. Looking forward to go to Nottingham.
Right.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.